gentlemen, welcome to the Yap Zone. I know what you're thinking. Who is this guy? Why should I watch him? Why is podcast equipment so cheap? Okay, I don't know. I think I'm entertaining. I'm a stand-up comedian. My name is Tanvir Dosanjh. And I'm a stand-up comedian. I tell jokes on a stage. You can follow me on Tanvir Yaps. Tanvir.yaps. Just a dot, not D-O-T. But I'm not here alone. That would be fucking crazy. Why would I be? I'm not here. I'm not a loner. I have friends. Okay, I have somebody. We collaborate on almost everything in life. I feel like in the future, if I ever have a kid, this guy might collaborate with me on a kid. You know, producer Josh.
What's up? Hello.
Yeah, you like that? You like that intro, eh?
Look, you already knew I was really uncomfortable
Yeah,
with
like
the camera. Yeah, that was good. I can't wait to collaborate with you on future projects.
I wouldn't mind. I'm even down for a thing of like we both have a go and we just don't do a blood test.
I'm down.
We both just raise the kid, as it's just two guys and a girl.
I'm like no gay shit, like no homo, nothing wrong with it.
Whoa.
But
Whoa.
no, look, listen, hear me out. I feel like you and I, proven track record. We work well together.
Yeah, we do.
So why even cut in like a third party?
All right, listen, we love the gays. We love everyone. Okay, but here at the Yap Zone. Okay, we're here at the Yap Zone. We be yapping. We're talking about what's on the news. We're talking about, sometimes I have half-baked jokes that are not ready to go onto the stage. I use them here. I use you guys. I use you people as a muse. And then also we share about things, bro. I don't know. If you don't want to follow, you don't have to. But I think this is worth the follow, and I think this is great. We're pretty self-aware because when we started this, as soon as the lights went on, we're like, why the fuck would people listen to us? And I think that's why you should listen to us, because we're self-aware. Anyways, I have a few topics. I let's just get into this. I was at McDonald's. You can see, right? You can see from the weight, and you can see from the cup as well. Okay, and that's another thing. We'll talk about New Year, New Me, and what our goals are. But I was at McDonald's, and this lady, okay, she orders a McChicken sandwich, and then she goes, "Oh wait. Is that halal?" Which I thought was hilarious. I was like, "Yeah, I don't even know this is chicken. What we're eating. Like, I don't even think the health board will approve this, let alone Allah." You listen, I don't know much, and we love our Muslim brothers and sisters. We love them. We accept them. We accept Islam. Both the fighter and the religion. We're big fans of both here. Okay, but I don't think Allah will approve. And here's the thing: McDonald's is not halal. Okay, so I'm there, and I'm overhearing the lady talk to another guy, and he's saying, "Oh, there's Popeyes and Mary Brown's and all these other restaurants that are halal. They use halal meat, right?" Now, producer Josh.
Yep.
Have you heard of halal meat?
Yeah, I have.
You have. Have you consumed halal meat?
I have, which is a bit controversial in my community, but
It
yeah.
is. It is. Here's the thing. I am very nervous to talk about halal meat because I don't want to get hate. Especially on the first episode. I don't want the Muslim community to feel like we're taking the piss out of them, as they say. You know what I mean? We're making a mockery. We're not. And I don't think we're certified to talk about halal meat. And we can Google, right? We can Google what halal meat is, right? What do you think is halal meat? If you just had to... Do you even want to guess? Because it could be so controversial.
I think I have a good idea, but no, because I'm shy.
You're shy.
I don't want to contribute to the Islamophobia, which is out of control these days.
And
right?
Exactly. So I feel like if there was a way that we can actually go to someone who's an expert, that would be great.
There is a way.
There is a way?
There is a way.
How do we do that, Producer Josh?
We do that like this.
Well, honestly, the biggest difference between halal and non-halal meat is the way of killing the animal.
Okay.
So killing the animal, it should be, if it needs to be halal, it has to be cut from the throat.
Okay.
And that's, you should have your knife really sharp, extremely sharp,
Okay.
in order to cut it with one cut from the throat.
Okay.
That will open the blood veins, so the circle of the blood does not go back to the heart. The heart will stop working instantly, and the animal gets dead maybe within 30 seconds or less.
Okay.
Once the blood circle gets opened and the heart stops working. So this way will allow all the excess blood from the body of the animal who's getting killed to be out of the body of this animal. And that what makes maybe the taste of halal processed meat
Different
better
than
or different than
Makes sense.
others. There is a prayer said that to be in the name of Allah, but as a Muslims even we are allowed to eat other
kosher?
people, other people like kosher or even slaughtered animal by Christians, but it has to be slaughtered by the throat.
Okay.
So that's what makes the difference between halal and non halal.
Okay.
So it has to be slaughtered from the throat, and if possible to be by the name of Allah. Our Quran says, طعام أهل الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. That I'm not a sheikh or mufti, don't count on that. But as per the book of Allah says, the people who got the book before you, you are allowed to eat from their food, and they are allowed to eat from our food.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means Jews and Christians.
Makes sense. Let me know if you felt this before. As soon as I realized that it's halal, I just had this feeling of like I can't eat it. It just mentally something didn't click. Okay. And I noticed as I was hearing about at McDonald's, these guys talking about, oh, did you know Popeyes is halal? Did you know Mary Brown's is halal? Now I'm kind of like, I noticed like I don't really want to eat those things. And in my head, it's because I thought, okay, well, it's done a certain way, which we found out vein to vein. Now he said this, maybe someone who's more knowledgeable can comment that it's almost instantly. Okay. Now the food, the style that we eat, the Sikh people eat, if they're not baptized Sikhs and they eat, consume and indulge in that, is it's called jatka. It's a very swift. It's like boom, insta kill. If you're a Call of Duty fan, it's an insta kill. All right, but it's not like the blood is not drained out. So that is instant. Now with halal, here's the unsure and a part of that I don't understand is when it's vein to vein. He said, it takes about 30 seconds. In those 30 seconds, is the animal unconscious? Are the pain area of the animal, is that kind of shut off, right? Do they feel pain? Listen, at the end of the day, you're killing this animal, you're eating it, right? At the end of the day, Producer Josh, a divorce is a divorce, right? But what I like to know is, did she take half of your shit and was it like a battle, back and forth, or was it a nice, clean, swift little, or was it a vein to vein? You know what I mean? That's all I want to know. Was it a nice, clean, swift? For me personally, I would like to say this again. For all my Muslim brothers and sisters, I think this is beautiful. I think it's beautiful that more places are bringing halal meat, right? But I do like to question then, is it for the money? Or do they actually give a shit? If they're like, people will, non-halal eaters will eat halal, and halal is the only thing we need to like kind of cater to, and so hey, best of both worlds. What are your thoughts, Producer Josh? What are your thoughts on this? Because you consume halal meat, you eat shawarmas.
Lots, yeah. I had it like last night, not even playing. But I don't know, man. You know,
Am I weird for once I find out that it's halal? For
No.
me personally, I don't want to indulge in it if I find out.
like, okay, look, what you're saying too. So, same ethnic background, also, born into Sikhi family.
That's debatable.
I don't sick. I don't get like weird at all. I still eat it, but definitely growing up, my mom was like we don't eat halal meat because that's just not something we believe in. Because she was like, okay, the animal will go through more pain. And we're talking to Riyadh yesterday, and he's saying like this is the minimalist form of pain or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, right? So obviously, like if you're like shotgun to that, like I'm like, that's gonna probably hurt the animal. I don't know, because you're like, oh, I prefer for the animal to be slaughtered this way, not that way, right? I don't really know any of this shit. The one thing,
Great.
hey, you asked, right? You kind of lost me at Pakistani green. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But it's okay.
You know what Pakistani green is?
It's okay. I locked back in. I
Lock
do
in.
know because I have memories of a kid, like exactly what you're saying.
All right.
Anyways, he mentioned as well of like, there's a prayer that is said before the animal slaughtered. Now,
It's slaughtered in the name of Allah.
yeah, and that's something which people who only halal meat that they believe in. So nothing wrong.
And another thing I would just like to add to that is the butcher, the person that's doing the cutting is very trained.
Yeah.
He or she, most likely he. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
I'm not even getting into that.
Respectfully. Okay, I was thinking about Japan. And when I was thinking about Japan, I started thinking about Logan Paul. When Logan Paul went to Japan, right? And so when Logan Paul, he was very, what's the right word? A douchebag there. He was very a nuisance.
This was like 11 years ago.
11 years ago, Jake Paul was dressed up as Pikachu. He was throwing shit at, whatever.
The Suicide Forest thing.
Exactly. So he was disrespecting the Japanese culture. But what threw people off is when Logan Paul he recorded a forest, and in the back there was a body hanging from a tree. A suicide forest, right? And he's apologized. It's been taken down, all of this, right? And, pretty douchebag move to do. You talk about us like we went to a butcher shop. We're trying to bring an experience. We're trying to tell people, hey, if you're unsure about something, maybe don't believe everything you read, or maybe you're talking to biased people. Go out there. Think for yourself. Go and learn. Go and talk to these people. Don't fuck if you really want to know, or shut the fuck up, right? With Logan Paul, I was like, well, that was like you did nothing for that. You're making the stereotype of Americans or Westerners. You're horrible, right? And now you're recording a body that's hanging from a tree, okay, for views. That's disgusting. Here's my issue with it. Nobody asked why Japan has a suicide forest. It's fucked up. It's fucked up that he recorded it and still put it online, didn't blur it, whatever the thing is, right? But we were like, listen, that's their culture. We gotta respect their culture. They have a suicide forest. Like, no better help didn't be like, you know what, let's go see what's going on. We just accept it. We're like, yeah, Apple, they got nets out the window. People just jump out. They catch them back in. And we're like, yep. Where's our humanity there, producer Josh? Logan Paul got what he got, whatever. He made a mistake. Whatever. But I'm like, yo, after that, there's still a suicide forest. And we never once said, hey, Japan, just a quick question. What's good? Why do you have a suicide forest?
I actually never thought about it that way. But, well, fuck. It actually kind of got me there. I won't lie. But, first of all, better help didn't exist back then. That was the first thing. Second, my bad. That's me being annoying. But even if we knew and we talked to like Japan as to why there's a suicide forest, and I could talk about like my theory as to why. What the fuck what are we gonna do? And is it really our responsibility? Like we're not there. Like it's.
Well, but then we go back to like, that could be us, and that's people are like sending money to Ukraine. So when it's the typical thing of like when someone's house is on fire, we go put out that fire. And if ever our house is on fire, those people will come and hopefully put out our fire, not piss on us, right? But I just found it really strange where I'm like, we're talking about this and yeah, everyone can across the board agree that Logan Paul, if he was recording there, he noticed that he shouldn't have put it out. He shouldn't have tried to, because again, he was like, yo, this is going to get views, right? But no one asked, like, why do you have a suicide forest?
Man, honestly, I can't remember the conversations from that time. So yeah, maybe no one was saying that. Honestly, you bring up a good point. Yo, life is pretty tough over there. Like it's kind of a meme right now of like, oh, let me get like drunk like a Japanese salaryman type of thing, because just shit. Like these guys are like overworked and underpaid, and they have no time to like just chill or hang out or have kids or whatever, right?
Well, they have like, it's this ecosystem that's just
in the suicide forest. I don't think like these guys planted a forest. They're like, okay, you can only do it here.
If you want to do a suicide, and I know that's not Japanese.
Yes.
If you want to do a suicide, we plant a tree for you.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. I think like a few people just started like
going to a forest.
It became like a hot spot, right? Yeah. So again, like I don't think it was intentional. But there's Japan has a suicide problem. This is real.
Well, see, these are better instead of just shaming the person. I feel like
no, you should have shamed the person.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But then it's like, instead of shaming the person and moving on, to just be like, well, yeah, it's like, let's address that. So let's talk about the suicide forest.
Look, I think I can generally agree with you.
What do you think? So what is it? People are just done with life and they're like, what is the meaning of life? I'm just gonna go kill myself.
Well, I do think that's what it is. So, and that might start happening here too, because my very like elementary understanding of it is that in the 90s they had a huge like economic crash. And then in the years that followed that, I think the suicide forest is like relatively a newer thing. So people are just like, yo, there's no options. Like,
introducing the new suicide forest.
I swear to God, dude. Fuck the fucking industry.
You had a bad day at work.
I promise.
You come to the suicide forest.
I promise you, I feel like you were sitting there in bed last night and you're like, yo, I really want to do this accent and this dance and say suicide forest, and you reverse engineered a way to get there.
Hey, Josh.
I respect it.
You don't do your work, you asshole. What does Josh do after work? The suicide forest. Introducing the suicide forest.
Yeah. Yeah, you set me up.
The suicide forest.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap
up.
The
girl you ask out your coworker, she say, I don't like you that way. Don't talk to me now. You can't go back to the office. You embarrass yourself. You know where you go? You don't go home. You go to the... Where do you go?
I'm not saying this. Yo, don't look at me.
Let's end this pod on this. We have lots of topics. We'll save it for next week. This is a weekly thing, by the way. Where you had a bad day. Let's say you put yourself out there, okay? Hypothetical, and these are all jokes. We love all cultures. We love all religions. In fact, this is why I'm bringing it up. We should talk Logan Paul, and then we just moved on. No one talked about the suicide forest. I want to ask you.
All right.
You are at work. You shot your shot. This nice, fine Japanese lady. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said it like that. Oh, just a banging Japanese lady.
I got it. I understand.
You just want to eat her up.
Jesus.
You don't even care if she's halal.
Okay.
You just want
I'm loving it.
Scrumptious. Just a scrumptious Japanese lady, okay?
Okay.
And I know you're a nice guy, right? You don't want to make her feel uncomfortable or whatever, but you want to shoot your shot. You guys are working together. You guys go like take your lunch breaks together. You guys have your banter and all that. Sometimes after work, you guys commute together. Sometimes after work, you guys get a bite to eat or whatever, right? And you feel like you've read the signs. You think that maybe she might be interested, right? So you go up to her and you go, hey, like, I think you're cute, this and that. I hope I'm not overstepping any boundaries, man, but I would like to take you out. And she goes, she's not interested. And she looks back at you and she just, you know how the meme of like the worst she can say is no? No, she breaks you down. She goes, you ugly, hairy, brown man. She goes, you ugly, hairy, brown man. Do you think a scrumptious Japanese lady like me will go out with you? And now everyone knows, and that everyone in the office knows. Producer Josh just got shut down. He got shut down, right? And you're going home. But then you realize, like, I have to come back here tomorrow, and I have to face these people. What am I slaving away at? What is life? Let me ask you, Producer Josh. Let's put a ribbon on this. There's 2 trains. One is going home. One is going where. What do you do? How do you handle that rejection? Are you going home, Producer Josh? Or are you going to the
Suicide forest?
There we go. See it. Suicide forest.